life sucks.
And the damp, oh, it's horrible. It's Japanese water torture, just that drip. This cabin's watertight, so that drip is someone else's breath and sweat.
Looks like sick, but it tastes pretty nice.
My actual situation in regards to my surroundings has changed by about half a metre, and I haven't stood up in the last 20 days. It's going to be hilarious when we get off this boat in another fucking 30 days' time.
I'd say probably like halfway across, it sort of started to become clear that we weren't going to do it in 41 days or less. And that was okay, you know. Obviously it would have been great if we could have done it.
If you place too much emphasis on the record and the weather's against you and the factors outside of your control don't work in your favour, I think it's very easy to be too hard on yourself and miss half the value. I don't think in the modern life people permit themselves any time for personal reflection whatsoever. Just to accept the situation that you're actually in, life-wise.
My highest high was when I realised that I was at peace in my current situation.
Especially when it was going tough, I was like, mate, why are you doing this? Like, are you just trying to massage your own ego? Like, prove how tough you are? You got a girlfriend at home that loves you. And then you have to remind yourself, no, mate, you're doing this for an amazing cause, something you feel very proud of. You have a lot of, you know, luckily, fucking touch wood, it never happens to me. But I know people within the community that have taken their own life. So touch wood, that never, I don't, one of my close friends doesn't. But, you know, that's what we're there to try and stop.
Raising the funds and the awareness of Head Up has been a privilege. I'm really, really pleased with the way it's gone, and it shines a light on, you know, the health of serving veterans and reservists.
Last time we was filming, one of my very close friends killed himself that morning, actually, so it was pretty hard to talk about that at that moment. So, yeah, right, this morning I got this, some bad news. One of my close friends has killed himself. I managed to hold it together pretty good, I was thinking, on the last filming, all things considered. And then, yeah, it does happen and it's not good. I thought a lot about Craig on the road, actually, because a few weeks before he died, I was at his house in Denia in the south of Spain, and well, he obviously wasn't all right, but he wouldn't tell me. And we was laughing and joking. He was planning on doing an ocean row, and I was like, fuck it, mate, see how you feel, see how I feel after this one. I'll probably do it with you. And then, well, I'm obviously not going to do that now, because he's dead. But hopefully if we can provide some funds is what we can provide, hopefully we can prevent that from happening to someone else in the future.
Hello, dear diary. Here's another entry into the time capsule. Feels like it's years in between me giving you a little chat. The beard is ever longer, as is Nutty's. We were just commenting on the bushiness of his. We're over 2/3 of the way there. I can't help but have this sinking feeling in my stomach that there is another twist in the tale, and we haven't overcome all of the adversity of this trip yet.
Because of the curvature of the Earth, I mean, stand by flat earthers. Obviously this doesn't apply to you, but because of the curvature of the Earth, it's all downhill. So, going to be way quicker, and we're going to absolutely romp it home to the UK.
Yeah, those three guys all have vast experience with being underfed, underslept, and in a team environment, and so they know how to process like first order and second order emotions. Like if you're annoyed or frustrated or angry, you know that not to act on that impulse. And of course there were points of friction, points where I annoyed someone or someone annoyed me, but that doesn't mean you're right, it doesn't mean they're right, and it doesn't mean that you're not gonna feel better about it once the conditions are better and once the decision's been made.
It's all right, the conditions are good now.
you know, with the media mod on.
I know, I understand that.
Yeah. And that's all I was trying to say. And you were like, get out here, get out here.
I didn't say anything.
But you were, I was like, boys, I've just got to put the door on.
I didn't say get out.
Keep rowing, keep rowing, mate. Stop flashing. That's number one to ads. That's number. Morale's all right, which is an important one. So yeah, everyone seems to be getting along well at the moment. Ads had a little flash yesterday, which has pulled him into the lead on the old record of flashes up there. It's a very tight game at the minute. Jack Jarvis on one. Az wasn't happy about getting his lunch interrupted yesterday, which has put him on 3.
Definitely, you've got to learn to bite your tongue based on the things that I just said of, you're not necessarily right just because you're annoyed at something. And so it helps you grow, whether you're, working in a corporate environment or dealing with family members. Being right is not as important as being kind a lot of the time, or working towards the main objective.
Brucey and I are on the oars. It is 5:10 p.m. on one of our final days, hopefully on the Atlantic. And there's this vessel. Where is it? It's been headed on our bearing for longer than could be an accident. So we're staying on course at 90 degrees, and it's coming towards. Maybe we're about to scrap them because they're not responding on the radio. Could be a pirate heist. Brucey says he's up for it. But if there's more than 7 of them, we'll have to get Nutty to wake up in order to get involved, I reckon.
What's happening here, Nuts?
Making a pilot hole.
Steady, man.
I don't know when I last spoke to you, but the last couple of weeks have been a blur, and they've been pretty wild. Days of flat, calm sea, then that horrendous storm, that southerly wind, where we were going due north, literally trying to keep the steering on a pinpoint, and it was just moving the boat all over the place, getting absolutely drenched left, right and centre.
Didn't have great conditions through the crossing, and the final week was that. So we had side on, we had day of side on, beam on wind, another day of beam on, then we had a bit of sending us in the right direction.
Really slow day rowing into the elements. I did about 18 miles in a day. And then we suddenly got some weather reports through. There's some monstrous easterlies coming through. It's going to be tight if you can touch down. Otherwise we're looking at another 5 days on parachute anchor within striking distance of the UK, which would have been a fucking joke. So we tried to put the hammer down. We were rowing hard, but we weren't going very fast because we were rowing into the wind. Then we had 2 pretty sluggish days after that, rowing through treacle, which is what it felt like. Did about 55 miles each day, 50 miles each day actually. And then it became obvious that landing in Cornwall was becoming unavailable, potentially. We didn't want to get stuck between the Scillies and Cornwall, and then for the elements to change against us.
It was predominantly my call not to go for it. Adam wanted to go to the mainland, and I was just like, Adam, don't get me wrong, I want to go for the mainland as well. No one wants this row to be over any more than me. But the problem is, if we'd have taken a toe off the RNLI, 100 metres to the finish, unsupported crossing gone. You've been supported.
We've just been paid a visit by the RNLI on our final mile into St Mary's on the Scilly Isles. They took out a lifeboat on another job and came and saw us on the way through. First humans that we've seen in 56 days. We're now 0.7 miles away from landing, and it is 12:30 for us, which is 2:30 local time. Have to change the clocks now. About to get welcomed into the Harbour Master's office for a shower, some food, and a little bit of sleep before the morning. It feels surreal that we're about to finish. It feels so good. It's nice to finish in a low-key way as well today, like with not much fuss made. and then prepare for the antics of getting the boat back and getting into Southampton in the coming days.
Struggling to walk here. Weird feeling.
That was biblically slow, wasn't it?
So slow.
Absolute treat.
Like it's stronger, we'd have had a right drama coming. That's long straight. Oh mate, yeah. I'm trying to come in.
The one thing that I wanted in a sadistic way was I wanted to hit rock bottom. I wanted this to push me and grow me, and there were points where I was like, oh, this is all right, this isn't so bad, and then there were points where you really had to wrestle with your mind and become the best version of yourself.
It was the end of a 3,300-mile journey.
4 extraordinary men who have completed one extraordinary feat.
But time, right, is the one thing that people don't get back. And I think it's so important just to fucking do something. It doesn't need to be rowing an ocean, doesn't need to, as long as it's something that's important to you. It's the only gift you have to be able to do that.
Like I said, 4 out of 5 objectives ticked off. I'm gonna look back and like, well, we had a laugh. We did something incredible. There was tough days, but yeah, with very fond memories. Like I said, within the first 5 hours, I'm gonna look back on this and laugh and smile, and with pride.
I would just like to say a big thank you to everyone who's donated. It makes a hell of a difference.
I think it's completely selfless, really, to give your resources to help someone out that you would never meet. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful. If anyone's watching this doco after it's come out and our campaign's long finished, it's not too late. You don't have to donate to charity through us. You can find Head Up's website online. If this has touched you or you want to get in touch, don't hesitate. Yeah, find Head Up on Google. See what they're up to and donate.